Well, we missed the morning trade from the low at 92. I was looking for some cross trade, but we're building positive bias. I hate to take the 97s long here. I'd like to get a little lower entry, but we're building a positive bias across the board. If I took a long here, I'd have to have a stop significantly below the market. We're going to hang on here for a minute. We're going to take the 96.50s long to 96.50. We're going to try to ride this trade up to fill the gap at 90. The gap is at 09, 1309. The closing range at the bottom of the gap, though, is at 1303. The actual close is 1308. So we're going to watch the market from the 03 to 08 range and see what kind of action there is up there. And if we see something, we're going to get out of the trade there between that 03 and 08. Our stop is down around 90.50. Well, we're pushing up toward the 03s. We're consolidating up here in the 01s. We have a 12,000 positive bias on about 120,000 trade in the first 8-period column here. Now 175,000 trade, there's about a 12,000 positive bias. We'll see if that bias can hold and push it up. The New York stock tick chart is trading above the zero line and making higher lows, so that's a good sign to maybe get enough momentum to fill this gap here. We're going to move our stop up to break even at 96.50. We don't typically like to do that. We'll see how that works on this trade. We're right at the bottom of the gap. See this cross trade? 46, 47. Lost my cursor here. 47 to 28. That's a pretty good sign that the market's feeling a little bit top heavy here. We'll see if we can break over that. Sometimes we do break over it. 52, 2000. Can't break over it. We got to get out of this trade and maximize that profit. We'll look for a re-entry sometime. See this 5, 23, 13. Alright, we're breaking over it. Now they're hitting the bid. We just got to the bottom of the closing range of yesterday. See all this passive trade here. People are selling on a limit, absorbing the buying pressure coming in, so the market's not moving higher, even though there's 54, 27, 25, 24, 1400 contracts trading on the ask. The New York stock tick chart is trading along above the second standard deviation. It's making higher lows, though. We're going to stick with this trade here for a little longer. We can get to the 08. We're out 02 and a quarter. Look for a re-entry. I think that was a repeat, but I think I hit the F9 key to stop the video sooner than I thought. Well, we certainly didn't have much of an opportunity to get back in. There was a window to get back in down at the 1302s, 01s, but that was the largest retracement. We're definitely closing the gap at the 08 now. So the only thing I can do is stand tight and wait for the B period retracement, if there is one. Well, there's the close. So by not sticking there, we gave up 8 additional points. But that's how the cookie crumbles. We tried to make our decision based on volume, on the 5-tick reversal, and we made 11.5 points on that trade. Not enough to get our loss back from yesterday, but the day is young, and we definitely have a positive bias in the market on in the 8 period. We have 341,000 traded. That's above average volume. I think that's statistically high volume. And we have a 17,600 plus bias on that first 30-minute period. So we'll look for a retracement. The tick chart's positive. Everything else is looking good. So we'll see if we can't get a retracement somewhere, maybe down to the 1300 area for a long. The B period just opened up a couple minutes ago. We still haven't had much of a retracement, only down to the 0650s or 07s in the B period before it popped back up. This 8 to 12 area, 1308 to 1312.50 area we have marked on the 5-tick reversal chart. This is the area that we broke down below that high buy-in cluster, so this should act as resistance between the 8 and the 12s. We'll see how much resistance it is. We're not going to take a position until we have some time to consolidate and try to ascertain what the participants are doing in this area of resistance. There's definitely a divergence between the XLF, the financial ETF, with the ES contract. So that I'm watching, but the New York stock tick is making higher lows and headed up above the zero line. So on any close below the second standard deviation might be a nice re-entry for a long if we can get down a bit. We're going to take the 3050s. We should have took the 275s, but we're long 350, 1303.50. Our stop on this trade is 1350. That's a little bit close, but I don't think there's a need to risk much more under 1350. That's below where our block of volume came in. It's looking a little top heavy. We're out at 0850. 08 and a quarter is our fill. Boom. Got a few points on that. Well, I see we got out prematurely there. We got filled at 0825. Now we're at 010. Now we're at 09. But it looked like the market was getting toppy. The ES was making new highs, but the financial XLF was not making new highs. Definitely a divergence there. Although my data's a little bit screwy today. My data might be one minute it's live, real. 1 minute it seems delayed. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, so we took the profit there at 08 and a quarter. That was about 10 additional points. So now we made back our loss from yesterday, which is good. Maybe I should take a break. We're going to buy the 950s. Our stop is 6 and a quarter. Our target on this trade is 1322, and the reason it's 1322 is that's the other end of value from yesterday. So I should say our target's probably between 1318, the J period high, and 1322. That's our range. So I'm going to put down 1318 to 1322. Question mark, and we'll look at the price action there and see if we can get the best fill. Our stop is still at 1306.25. If we go up above the B period high a little bit more than just a quarter tick, we'll move our stop up to probably 1307.50. After being on the wrong side of the trend yesterday, ignoring the things that I was seeing in the New York stock tick chart, it's nice to observe those things and follow them and be on the right side of the trend for once. We're going to move our stop up to 1307.50. We're going to take the 975s and wait for a retracement. Made a little profit on that. Looks like the market wants to take a breather here. We'll look for a re-entry. We're out with half a point profit, and we made more than we lost yesterday, so we're on a good track. And we'll produce this video, make a snippet, and we'll look for a re-entry.